Hi guys, welcome back to Let It Go with Anna. And over here in the corner, we have the light in the box that we managed to get working now. That was one of my Mother's Day gifts from my little Cherubiba. That's my daughter, aka. And so 2 letters each comes in this whole pack of the alphabet. So I've already used the 2 F's. So I had to get creative. And where I'm a British native speaking woman so I just thought, yeah, we'll use a V. So I do know how to spell, guys. You know I do. But I have to work with what I have. So how are you all doing today? I hope everybody's good. And if you're new here, welcome. And for my subbies, welcome back. Lovely to see you and a pleasure to have you. So today's topic is about let go of low effort. Now that could be you being low effort towards yourself, or that could be, or maybe even to somebody else. That could be you receiving low effort. Whichever way the low effort is working or happening in your life or your circumstances, just let go of it. Now, I've got my notes down here because I won't remember all of my bullet points, what I want to make on this topic. So, without any further ado, so low effort, basically, if we're doing it in visuals, high, low, okay? So somebody is making low effort with you. It is going to affect your self-esteem, your self-confidence, and your self-worth. So if you keep receiving the bare minimum from someone, I'm going to give you a few variations of what I mean. So you could have met somebody, or you could just be going out with friends, and because it's you, they might think, oh, it's all right, I don't have to dress up, I'm only going out with Anne. Now that could be a comfortable thing between friends, but it could also be a thing where they don't feel like they need to make much of an effort because you will accept them any way they come. And yes, we know we want to accept people, but we still want to have some standards, especially if we're taking the time, money, energy to go out. We're making the effort. So dressing for you is one way. Choosing a cheaper restaurant to a bit more of an extravagant restaurant or an expensive restaurant, being low effort. Maybe just saying, I will grab a burger instead of going for a 2-3 course meal is low effort. Getting a low form of transport, like taking a bus rather than a taxi or an Uber or driving. The person may not want to pay the parking fee. Low effort again, it's cheaper to get the bus. Easier, more convenient to get the bus. But it's going to be more private, more romantic, more of a personal touch to get an Uber, sit together, speak, talk, get to know, or just, elaborate on something if it's like a girly thing. Because the low effort isn't just a ratio of man to woman. It can be 2 women, it can be 2 men. And I mean, it can even be something that you have caused without realizing to other people, that you will take the bare minimum because you're being too accepting and you're being too people pleasing. So now they don't ask questions anymore. They just assume that you're going to be all right with the low effort. If you see this happening in any of your relationships, any of your friendships, stop it straight away, call it out, because it doesn't, it speaks a lot about you, the person accepting the low effort. It's almost like, you have no boundaries, you have no standards. Pride, that's a bit of a I just like to say you have no boundaries and you have no standards, but most of all, you have no respect for yourself, because you shouldn't let somebody treat you less than what you're prepared to treat yourself. Not at all. So that is where the red flag comes up, because it's like, why are you allowing other people to give you, and you're accepting low effort and you're not speaking up for yourself? And then that would make somebody who has high self-esteem and high confidence and high self-worth, that would make somebody like that question, where's your self-love? Why do you accept this? Now, it could be one of two things. It could be the examples you've seen growing up. It could be that you've picked this up because people have treated you with this low effort for so long, you just don't know any other way. This is like your way of living and accepting now. I mean, some people may even say they'll accept that because it's better than having nothing. You know, then you have some other people who they think they're doing you a favor by accepting it, because you may have been at work all day and tired and you don't want to drive, you'll get the bus. So, you know, but I always think, if you want to, you will. And where there's a way, you will. And if the person is important enough, you will. Or else you just make a plan for another day when you have more energy, because you're not going to be much company if you're going out and you're already tired. And then plus, once you eat and drink, it's going to make you even more slouchy to an extent. So you could just put this off to another day. You don't necessarily have to go out today and have or accept low effort. At some point, if this is a romantic pairing, it's going to weigh you down. You're going to start comparing your relationship with other people's, and you're going to start seeing how other people are having a lot more than what you're getting, and you're going to start wondering why. And it may start to emotionally upset you. You are also going to start having those why me thoughts. Probably going to eventually end up disliking the other person because nobody else treats you this way, only them. And it's a good reason to let them go. Only if you speak about it first. Because I don't believe in just cutting people off and you haven't given them, you know, a opportunity to reassess the situation. Some people do things mindlessly, some people do things mindfully. So you have to find out by evaluating the situation, in which way are these people doing this. So if it's a case where they're doing it and their intentions, they know what they're doing, and you mention it to them and they're not prepared to change, or they're making excuses for it, or they are trying to justify, you know, why this always is the case with you, then definitely you have to think to yourself, no, I'm much more worth this than this. So no, I won't be accepting this. And you either bring the friendship down to a cordial ship, or you let them go. Because there's nothing wrong with letting people go. You outgrow people in your life. You're not going to have the same people that you started with go all the way to the end of your life. And if they are not making you feel good about yourself, and if they are not, if your self-esteem doesn't grow in these friendships, relationships, or your confidence, what's the worth? What's the point? It doesn't make any sense. So don't think that, oh, I have to stay with this because I've known this person for such and such, or we've been dating, or boyfriend and girlfriend, or whatever the relationship connection is for so long. The second you start to feel worthless by just being with this person, it's time to let go. You don't want nobody to be pitying you. You don't want anybody to be looking at you and be like, oh, you know, she doesn't like when I give her the bare minimum. So today I'll do a little bit more, but I'm going to go back to my old ways tomorrow. If you see that as well, then just let it go. Even if you decided to bring it down to a cordial ship, but then they start to, you know, bring it up a bit, the effort, and then they bring it back down again, they're playing games and they have no intentions of treating you to the boundaries that you've just created. So just let them go. You won't evolve with somebody who has low effort. There is nowhere to go. You're not going to come home one day and have a great experience with this person because they can barely be bothered. So you won't have nothing new to speak about unless you're bringing the entertainment. And if you are in the low effort energy yourself because you've just been exposed to this for so long, you're not even going to know when a great moment, opportunity, experience comes around either. Somebody else will probably have to see the relationship that you have with this person and say to you, Anna, this is not good. This is what it looks like from the outside looking in. Don't know if you can see it or not. Don't know if you realize it or not. But this is what it looks like to us watching, and it's not a good look. That way, you may be able to see, oh, I get it. But if some people who are so far gone into the low effort, receiving it and accepting it, they just won't know that that is what it looks like. So thank God for the people who do have high self-esteem and will speak up. Maybe those people who like to look out for the underdog, or those people who think, well, I wouldn't want to be treated like that, so I'm not going to stand to see a good friend, a family member, work colleague, whatever, treated like that. So that's another thing to give thanks for the people who do have a voice and speak up. So disappointment comes around all the time, as people will think it's okay to let you down. So if you prepare yourself to be ready for such and such a time, and then they're like, oh no, sorry, it's going to be an hour later, or maybe I can't even come anymore today, they're going to think that you're okay with it because, you know, you don't expect much and, you know, you're happy with low effort. So if I can't be bothered anymore because I want to watch this series instead of going out with you, and I tell you last minute, oh no, I'm not gonna make it anymore, then, you know, you're just going to be disappointed because you could have been really looking forward to going. So again, they don't have that respect for you to say, oh no, I can't let her down. I mean, obviously, if somebody doesn't feel well or it's a situation like that, you have to see with a situation like that. But if it's something where they're making excuses like, oh, I can't be bothered, or, oh, you know, I was watching something and I want to finish it to the end, but you've had this plan with this person for over a week or two, that's not good enough. So yeah, so you will become disappointed when you accept low effort. And it will also make you become emotionally or a very sensitive person, because you're going to start to ask yourself, why me? Why does this happen to me? Why do these people do this to me? What's written on my forehead? What am I giving off? Why people don't seem to value me or count me or take my feelings into account? Like, what is it? And then that will get you either speaking to other people because you're going to want some clarity, which may not be a bad thing, because then somebody may just tell you the truth and say, yeah, you know, I've noticed this about you and this is what it is. And that might be the way for you to wake up. And then you may have some people who you're just venting to and they just want you to get it off your chest, but they cannot offer you any resolution or solution. So yeah, when opportunities do come, and if you are in a stage of waking up from being in low effort mode, you might even start to doubt and believe that these opportunities are too good for you. It can't be something that you could possibly go for. No way. Like, these opportunities come around to pass me, to go to somebody else. But I urge you, if you have been in low effort receiving mode, that those opportunities that come, they're there to snap you out of it. They're there for you to look at it as, I can't miss this. This is something too good to let pass. So you have to wake up out of your sleep and you have to grab it, you have to go for it. And that will then start to build your confidence. It will then start to show you what you've been missing out on, so that you can then raise your bar, you know, and stop leaving it in this low domain. Because only by raising your bar will your effort be raised, and other people will see she's not accepting that anymore. So now they have to raise the bar to come to you with a suggestion, an idea, whatever it is. They're going to have to raise the bar. And believe me, it is such a brilliant feeling when you give yourself that treatment. Other people will cannot treat you any less, and they will start to treat you as you treat yourself. So it's very important. This is why even on one of my Facebook groups, it's called Learn to Dress to Attract Your Best, because people are visual creatures. We eat visually. We choose a mate visually. I mean, it's not everything, the looks, but you know, even our surroundings and how we live, we'd like it to be visually, aesthetically pleasing. So when you are raising the bar and you start to see these you know, these new people coming in your life, these new prospects, maybe even these new locations, maybe you're starting to travel a bit more, dressing to accommodate that experience is so important. Knowing what is a good look for you, especially if you're having a new attitude, you're glowing up, you're mentally leveling up, your mindset's changing, you're no longer accepting, you know, the low effort that you used to. Your clothes have to go with that. It's not a superficial thing. It's just a thing where if I want to be taken more seriously, and I want people to even just look at me, never mind the way that I sound, I want them to look at me and say, yep, she's changed. There's something different about her. You know, it's not just the clothes, or it's not just the this. It's the way she stands. It's her poise. It's her whole attitude. Her demeanor just looks different. And it's because you are no longer accepting this low effort. Low effort just does nothing for you. All it does is it makes the person trying to give you low effort feel like they've done something. And they are cheeky. They will tell you, oh, you're lucky that I did this, or you're lucky to have that. But you're not lucky. They're lucky to have you agree to those terms. But now you are in your leveling up stage and your mindset's changing. You won't agree to those terms anymore. And they're going to be the ones really at the low effort stage, because you would have risen up past them. And that's the direction we want to be going in. We don't want to be staying the same. We don't want to be maintaining this. We want to rise above it. We want to have that self-respect feeling where it's like, okay, I'm not going to deny that I was there, but I'm definitely singing the hero song that I've moved on past this, and I will no longer accept it. You don't hate yourself for where you've been. You love yourself that you grew past it, that you are now doing better. So don't ever feel ashamed in any of the situations and places that you've been in, because you maybe didn't have the tools at the time to know where you were. So now that you have learned what that looks like and where you were, you rise above that. So it's always a good learning curve. Another important point I want to make about low effort. Anything low to me just screams survival mode. I'm in survival mode. I'm in you know, living from hand to mouth. My means are low. My funds are low. My expectations are low. You know, and you're just going to grab onto, oh, sorry. And you're just going to grab onto anybody else who is willing to put up with that and think that, yeah, I've got a soulmate, or I've got somebody to go through this with. And no, it is better that you get to learn and love yourself more, and you get to build a strong sense of self-worth than you clinging with somebody else. Maybe now you're going to get into some sort of codependency, and you're both going to be, you know, searching around for a little small change because you just are in such low effort. You don't even think that you can, you know, use your creativity to earn money or go for a higher paid position, something. So being in that survival mode and having a low effort mentality, mindset, or acceptance will just keep you in survival mode. It will keep you where, you know, just nothing grows. And you're going to get bored, and you're going to get even a little bit jealous of the people around you. So do not start a trend or a stage in your life that you do not want to stay in. I urge you, if you know anybody low effort, who's treating you low effort, wake up to the signs of it. I hope this video can show you the signs, some of them, of you being treated low effort. I'll give you another example. Say like, all right, in my profession, I'm in the food truck, all right? Now, sometimes I get people that come over and they want what I'm selling, but they want to pay what they want to pay, which is less sometimes, not all the time, sometimes. And they try to talk me down or give me a reason why it's too much. I'm charging or selling this too much, and it should be, you know, this price, what suits them. Now, the other person who comes along that's, you know, sees the quality, sees the cleanliness of the food truck, knows the food's fresh, cooked on the day, they're happy to pay that price because of the things I just said. It's not yesterday's food, it's fresh, you know, it's been cooked in front of you. They've got their reasons. But the other person who doesn't know that it's or maybe they're not assessing that, oh, you know, it's fresh, it's this, it's that. They just want to work to their budget. Now, if I turn around and tell them, which I have many times, the money that you want to spend on this food, you can get such and such and such over there. But then they'll turn around and say they don't want that, they want this. Well, then pay my price. Now, if you allow somebody to undervalue your goods, yourself, your goods, they will always know that, number one, they can bend your standards because, oh, it's too expensive. What would you like to pay? I'd like to pay £7 instead of 10. Okay, I'll take the 7. Tomorrow they're going to come and they're going to tell you that your cup of tea is too expensive and they want to pay £1 and not £1.50. You cannot bend and play around with your standards. You have to stick out for what it is you have come out to earn, or who it is that you are as a person. Stick to that. Don't bend them for nobody. What also happens from this is that you're not taken seriously anymore, because you are willing to, you know, tether to whoever's needs and wants. You're not actually saying, nope, the price is the price, because you fear maybe losing that customer or losing that person, alienating a customer or alienating that person, or making them feel bad or embarrassing them that they don't have enough, or they're not worthy of you. You must never feel embarrassed of that. If I say no to 10 people who want to devalue my things, that is good. I'm going to attract another 10 who pay the price and don't question it. Just like you are going to attract another 10 people who see the value in you and are not going to question it. They're not going to say to you, oh, can we just get a burger instead of, like, you know, a 2-3 course meal, knowing full well that you have been waiting, you know, having a bare minimum lunch, waiting all day to go out for this meal because you're excited and you want to make the most of the menu. And then now they just want to change their mind because it's convenient to them. to take you for a burger, and you're just going to be like, okay, yeah, we can do that. How far do you think you're going to get if you do that for everyone who comes into your life that wants to bend you this way and bend you that way and bend your standards a little bit more? How far do you think you're going to get if you allow people like that to come in your life and dictate to you what they want you to do without you saying anything back or opposing them? You're just going to go along with it. You're not going to be a happy person. And you're going to actually, like I said before, become very sensitive and emotional and keep asking yourself, why? But you won't be able to blame anyone, because people always do what they try. They try to do what they can with people who they feel like they can get away with it. If they know that they can't get away with it with you, they may try once for a laugh, knowing full well that it's not going to happen, but they'll try. But you hold out, stick to your guns. Do not bend or break for anyone. Just remember to yourself, anybody that comes and tries to devalue me or the goods I'm selling, they were never my customer. They were never my person, because people who can see through the price and can see that, oh, it's quality food, it's been cooked on the day. People who can see through the convenience and see the person, you're going to have a friend or a partner with that person for a very long time, because they appreciate you and they feel it. You can feel it. You can feel that they appreciate you, and you can feel that they're making a big effort or a big gesture, not a low effort or a low gesture. Never be grateful. Never be happy or excited or satisfied to anybody who's trying to give you low effort. Now, I said today that I'm going to make this video not a long one, because it's something that I think everybody can sort of benefit from. It doesn't matter how old you are. There's a lot of people that may not realise that they're in low effort receiving mode. They're being breadcrumbed by a man, or they're being, manipulated by people in their life to just accept the bare minimum. And it's videos like this that can wake you up, slap you upside your head and say, enough is enough. I'm not accepting this anymore. So this is just like a bam video to say, do not accept low effort from anyone. It's not good for your overall well-being and you as a person. It is just not a good thing. So the second you identify it, call it out. And if the person isn't changing or they don't think you're worth it, let them go. So drop some comments below and let me know if you've had any experiences of people trying to treat you low effort, or if you have been that person who's treated somebody low effort. Maybe you was getting back at somebody, being a bit, bitter towards an ex or someone in your life, and you was just, giving them low effort because you felt like that's what they deserved. Like, whatever your story is, put it in the comments below, because I do enjoy reading you guys' stories. And I will see you in the next video. So take care. Have a great day. Bye.